How has your business changed in the past kind of like 12 months?
How's it changed? I think we've been a lot more commercially focused. Like I still do the farmers markets and stuff every week, but the vast majority of my time now is spent uh, packing spices together
Hmm.
for restaurants and stuff like that. So the commercial side's got a bit bigger than the like. If I compare the online sales to the commercial going back a year or a year and a half, it was like 90% to 10%. Now I would say it's about 75% commercial, 25%
Wow.
cost bit like selling to customers.
Yeah, I think it's ace. Because one, again, last year, what was also quite funny is that at the time, and this is almost, it's only when you watch it back, is
Yeah,
that with, so with the roadmap, I only started to actually send it to people, the physical printed copy in February. And we did this last November. So that was still a few months away. But
yeah,
almost, I was saying at the time about how the change in you always have, and people that have a physical product business where you actually have to buy stock and inventory and do stuff with it and then send it out again is so much more difficult than a service business where you don't. And I think that's true, but almost in the past year, my business has changed a lot where I've gone from, and don't get me wrong, 90% of my income still comes from the consultancy, if not more.
yeah,
But actually, the buying in stock, finding suppliers, getting better suppliers, getting cheaper suppliers, looking at your logistics. How can you pack quicker? How can you do things better? How can you
yeah,
reduce plastics? I'm really just trying to improve. But for me, that my whole business has fundamentally changed in a way that, yes, I still do mostly consult stuff, but actually just packing boxes. And like tomorrow, I'm meant to get like 100 boxes, which will just fill this room. Like I've ordered 1,000 courses, which is the next copy of them.
yeah.
But it's almost that the baby steps. But it's just interesting to see how people's, and it's really good to see as well that the almost the B2C angle has grown, because
Yeah.
again that can be hopefully your recurring revenue every month,
Exactly.
as well as the the
Like
consumer
that's the
stuff.
bills paid, that's the bills, and then the farmers markets and stuff. That's the extra stuff for me to reinvest or maybe doing like a little bit of travel. But one of the things I did, there's a lady in New York who I met through the Gary V page on Facebook. Actually, she's got a spices company in Queens. She's dead canny. Queen's Curry Kitchen. If you want to give her an ad on Instagram or Facebook, she's really nice. And me and her co-wrote a book together, so we would chat. It was just an ebook, but I've sold quite a few copies of it through the website. So it's just like it was only a fiver. It was I put my own recipes. There was a tandoori flavored parmo in there, obviously, and I was just thinking. She told me how many people bought it off there. It was quite a few, and I'm thinking, man, there's people in New York making parmos there because I wrote that recipe in that book, and that just like blew my mind a bit, to be honest.
That's ace. Just with, would you ever thought when we first set up and we had that coffee and both super keen and it was like
Yeah,
bright eyed, bushy tailed, like it is quite cool to think that people around the world have seen your stuff. You know what I mean?
it is, man. It's pretty mental. Like that's what it's about for me going around the world. Last week I went to Dublin and I was in a there's a company called the Spice City. So I was there just as a tourist anyway. So I was having a little wander about, and their Spice Emporium was great. So I was just getting ideas from what they do and stuff like that. But then I left Dublin because it was a bit expensive. I thought it was a bit overpriced. It was all right. But then I went up to Belfast and I loved it. I met a guy from Bangladesh. Kamal, if you're watching it, you're a good lad, mate. And me and Kamal went to the Peace Warm in Belfast and we looked at all the graffiti and stuff. So, and he was just like, it was mad. I took him to Greg's and he'd never heard of a chicken bake. And he's like, chicken bake? What's that? I was like, you need one of these, mate. Banging. And he's, now I have a contact in Bangladesh. I can go to Dakar anytime I want. He's a really nice fella. And it's just like mad to be able to know that if I want to, for the people that I've met traveling just by being curious about the world, I can go to see friends in Colombia or in Bangladesh or in India or in South Africa, America. It's just mental that the network that you can create now. It's an opportunity we didn't have 20 years ago, isn't it?